Hi there. In this video, we're going to look at expanding a table column inside of Power Query. So to start off with, we're in the expand.xosx workbook, and we're in the table basic sheet. Here's the data we're going to work with, so I'm going to click on it. It's already a query in process. You should have the query pane over here. If not, head up to the Power Query tab and click on Show Pane. There we go. So this is the query table basic query. We're going to right click on it and hit Edit to open it up. Okay, so right now we've got a table that has all of the, let me just expand this a little bit. We've got all of the categories and subcategories of products that exist in our store. And for each combination, we've got the actual products and their total sales. So here for beverages, coffee, if we click here in the white space next to table, we can see that table looks like, let me get a little preview of it. It looks like this. So it's got the small coffee, the large coffee, the medium, and the extra large, and how much, and the sales amount for each one of those products, right? So what we want is we want to expand this out so we get the total sales for all of the products. So you can see them all. So I think the easiest way to see how this expansion works is rather than doing the entire table, we're just going to start off with one row to begin with. So to do that, I'm going to head up here, I'm going to right click here, and I'm going to keep top rows, and I'm just going to keep one. We're going to undo this in a second, but I think it's a little easier if we just expand one. Then when we do all of them, it will make a little bit more sense. Okay, so here right now, we've got one row. It's got the category of beverage, the subcategory of coffee, and if we click here, inside the table, we have two columns, name and total sales, and 4 rows. So when we expand, we're actually going to get 4 rows and 2 additional columns, right? So let's do that and just see how it looks. So I'm going to click on the little expand button here. I'm going to uncheck use original column name as prefix. I very rarely check that. And I'm going to take both of these because there's no duplicate columns. I'm going to hit OK. Boom. And there we go. So here's where we started. We had beverage and coffee, and for that we had this table which contained 4 different coffee products and their total sales. And here, now this table right here, when we expand outward, becomes this right here. And each one of these now has the category of beverage and the subcategory of coffee. So it's almost like we took this table and we added subcategory coffee and category beverage to each one. And if you want to think of it that way, maybe that's an okay way to start thinking about it. But basically what happens is every row in the subtable now gets its own row in the main table, and every column in the subtable now also gets its own column in the major table. Okay, so let's get rid of that step, and we're going to get rid of this one where we kept the first rows. So now we're going to look at expanding all of these rows. So for each one of these, like here, we're going to get 2 additional columns and 4 additional rows, 1 for each one of these products. And here we're going to get the same 2 additional columns, name and total sales. And we're also going to get 3 rows instead of 1 for each product. We're going to get lemonade, medium, or lemonade large, medium, and small. So let's click on the expansion. We're going to make sure this is unchecked, and we're going to click OK. Boom, there we go. So that's what happened. So we head back here. We already looked at this one. We're going to look at this one. We had lemonade, we had all 3 lemonades, name and total sales. And if we come over here to the expanded version, those 3 lemonades are now right here, lemonade large, medium, and small, with their total sales. And each one has the subcategory of lemonade and the category of beverage. We'll look at one more. We head to the teas. In fact, maybe that's a bad one. There's almost too many examples. Let's head over to the muffins. So here's the muffins. We've got 4 different muffins and a name and total sales for each one. So we're going to end up with 4 additional rows and the same 2 additional columns, name and total sales. So if we click right here, there's those 4 muffins, their total sales, and each one has the category of food and the subcategory of muffin, because when we expanded it right here, this table was in a row that had a subcategory of muffin and a category of food. All right, well, that's a basic example of expanding a table column inside Power Query. In the next one, we're going to look at a slightly more realistic example of when you might use this to solve an actual business problem. Okay, I hope that was helpful, and I will see you next video.